What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000 and in today's video, I'm going to discuss a video put out by another YouTuber by the name of Angry Joe. Now, I want to be very clear about what this video is going to be about. This video isn't really about DC Legends. It's not really about any specific game, to be completely honest with you. This video is about microtransactions in games that require grinding. All right, so I gotta be very clear. And for the sake of this video, all of my points are gonna be valid outside of the actual title. So like I said, this has really nothing to do with DC Legends. It has nothing to do with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It has nothing to do with the World of Warcraft. This video is about the concepts and the idea of microtransactions in games that require grinding. That's it. That's all this video is about. So your subjective opinion about which games are good and which games aren't, and which games are mobile trash and which games are AAA beacons of gaming holiness, none of that stuff matters. If you really want to kind of get a feel for what I'm going to be talking about in this video, go to Angry Joe's channel and look up his video on DC Legends. And basically the overall gist of that video, I agree with so many of his points. Like the game being overall unpolished and lacking a story and the graphics aren't that great. I've covered this game on my channel already, so all of the points that he kind of talked about regarding the day-to-day gameplay of the title, I actually totally agree with. What I don't agree with him on, and I guess I'm gonna say it 4 times, I don't agree with him on his reaction to microtransactions in games that require grinding. So let's put DC Legends aside for right now. Let's go to a game that most people can relate to. Let's go to the World of Warcraft. Now, the World of Warcraft offers a level 100 boost in the game for $60. Why do they offer that? Outside of just trying to make money for the company, what is the integral reason why anybody would look at a level 100 boost in a video game and be intrigued enough to whip out their credit card and buy that? Why? It's very simple. There are people out there that have more money than they do time, right? The goblins in Ratchet have been telling you this for like 10 years, that time is money. So the reason why these level 100 boosts for $60 are popular is because there is a subsection of the population that have more money than they do time. It's a very simple concept. Now, money can be replaced, time cannot. So by definition, time is money. Goblins are way smarter than you guys give them credit for. So with that being said, that time equals money and people are out there that have more money than they do time, to them it's a great value. To them, you know, they don't have the amount of time to grind up a character to level 1 through 100, or maybe they have the time and they're just bored from that gameplay and they say, you know what, $60 is worth my time to bypass the level 1 through 100 content. And when you really think about that, that transaction is very pro-consumer. It allows a customer to basically make that choice. Do they think that $60 is worth their time or not? So really, it's quite simple. So let's kind of float back to DC Legends for a second. So one of the biggest critiques that I saw in the video as well as the comment section is that they are charging money for just one character. It's the same thing in World of Warcraft. You're spending $60 for one character. That one character isn't really that powerful. You're gonna get basic level 100 gear. You're not gonna run around one-shotting people in PvP with that character. It's the same exact concept. You're gonna spend $60 in the World of Warcraft for one character within a game. Now, like I said earlier in the video, your subjective opinion about, well, WoW's a good game, so that's okay. DC Legends sucks because it's a mobile trash game, so that's why it's not okay. You really can't use that as your defense because it's not consistent. That argument is not consistent if the parameters of your arguments change based on whether you personally think a game is good or not. This is the same exact thing that we saw in Overwatch with Jim Sterling, where all of a sudden people were okay with lockboxes because Overwatch was good. right? That just completely throws out the consistency of the argument. If lockboxes are bad, lockboxes should be bad no matter what game they're in. And Jim Sterling made that point fantastically. So if you haven't watched his Overwatch video on lockboxes, definitely check that video out because his video kind of has some of the same points that I'm making here. So let's go back to DC Legends, the kind of the crux of this entire video. So in DC Legends, you can buy a 5-star legendary Deadshot in the cash shop for about $120. Most people look at that and say that is absolutely absurd because that is a $120 character in a game. Now, before we start talking about this $120 Deadshot, one thing I have to nip in the bud before it even comes up is when people say, you know, $120 will get you Battlefront, it'll get you Witcher 3, it'll get you this game and get you that game. You really can't bring those type of arguments to this discussion because they just inherently don't make any sense. Like if I wanted to go buy a brand new car and it was a Kia, and you turn around and say, why would you buy that Kia when you can get 2 really nice motorcycles? Like, okay, I get that, but I'm not looking for motorcycles, I'm looking for a car. So let's keep the argument about DC Legends within DC Legends, right? If your argument is good enough, it can stand within itself, all right? So let's go back to the $120 Deadshot. Now, this kind of goes back to the very beginning of my video and the reason why I wanted to make that point 4 times. This video is about microtransactions inside games that require you to grind. Because like I said earlier, time equals money. Now, in order to grind out a 5-star legendary Deadshot in this game, now I'm brand new to this game like most people, but let's just say it takes 3 months. I don't really know exactly how long it takes because I haven't gotten there just yet, but let's just say for argument's sake, it takes 3 months for you to play every single day to grind up a 5-star legendary Deadshot for free. How much is 3 months worth of grinding worth to you? Is it only worth $5? Really? Because I know Angry Joe in the video said it'd be different if this character was like $5 and $1 and this and that. Is 3 months worth of grinding a character specifically every single day only worth $5? Is it really? I don't agree. And if you think that's true, let's see what happens if one of your friends said, hey, I want you to play this mobile game for me for the next 3 months, every single day. I want you to grind for this character, and I'm only gonna give you $5. Would you say yes? No, you probably wouldn't because in your mind, your time is worth more money than that. And that's why the price tags of these types of characters can look very egregious. And like I said, I'm not gonna argue what's expensive and not expensive because one man's budget isn't another man's budget. One person might think $10 is a lot of money and another person might think 10,000 ain't nothing, all right? So I'm not gonna argue monetary values in these games. But the microtransaction is equal to how much grind it takes because time equals money. This is the reason why level 100 boosts in the World of Warcraft aren't $1. Because that time it takes you to get to 1 through 100 is worth way more to people than just $1. If I asked you to level a character for me in World of Warcraft to 100 for $1, would you say yes? How about $10? How about 20, 30? Some people might even say no to 60, and that's how much it costs in the game. So when you look at these mobile titles, you really need to be careful that you're judging them based on the time it takes a free player to accomplish the same exact thing. That's why these things have a price tag attached to them, because we as humans also attach price tags to them as well. Now, like I said, if you want to argue the concept of, you know, all the characters should be free and it should be this and you should be able to just unlock everything with just one monthly payment, whatever that is a totally different argument, and that's not what I'm arguing in this video. All I'm saying is the reason why these games are set up the way they are is because the grind that is required to unlock them in a natural way. And it's really confusing because in the same exact video, Angry Joe says that he plays Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is another hero collecting game exactly like DC Legends that has microtransactions that can go upwards to hundreds of plus dollars. exactly like this game. So to me, that's just really confusing because that game has microtransactions equal, if not more expensive to DC Legends. So his concept of this is the most egregious microtransaction title that he's ever seen is false on its face if he's ever played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes past the hour mark, if that. So let's kind of just bring this argument to a close here with one kind of final point here with these style of games. Hero collecting games are starting to pick up steam on mobile games. They're starting to pick up steam in browser games. And I myself, I've said on my channel to the people that are actually subscribed to me, they know that I have been looking for a company to pick up the hero collecting genre like a Blizzard or like a Hi-Rez, like any of those companies that have IPs that are filled with characters to make a hero collecting game and kind of remove a lot of the scummy practices that a lot of these games have, put it on Steam. I think it would be an absolute hit. So I am a fan of the hero collector genre, and it seems that Angry Joe passively, at least he says that he plays mobile games on his phone every night. So he's played these hero collecting games as well. He knows the concept boils down to basically one fundamental thing. Either you're patient and you grind it out and you earn it, or you're impatient and you open your wallet. Same exact thing for the World of Warcraft. You want to get to level 100, you're patient, you grind it out, you earn it, or you open your wallet. You want to have a relationship with a woman, you grind it out, you earn it, or you open your wallet. I'm totally joking. Anyway, guys, my name is FG3000. I'm looking forward to reading your comments on this one, and I will see you guys next video. Later.